Well, medical marijuana laws may look a little different in Kern County and the city limits of Bakersfield this November, following a new measure on this year's general election ballot. I spoke to Bakersfield lawyer who wrote two of the new measures, as well as a medicinal store owner, to see just how the new laws will impact the community and how they plan to vote. Since May of 2016, medicinal marijuana shops like this,
15 a gram, 40 an eighth, and an eighth is 3.5 grams. So we just weigh it out right here.
Are no longer allowed to open new locations in Kern County or the city limits of Bakersfield, following a moratorium that banned medicinal and recreational shops.
So what we need to do is we need to bring the citizens of Kern County and Bakersfield into what the future of cannabis looks like.
Bakersfield attorney Phil Gannog is on a mission this November to change the current laws prohibiting new medicinal marijuana dispensaries from opening in the unincorporated areas of Kern County and Bakersfield. He's authored Measure O and Measure J. Measure O would lift the ban on commercial medicinal marijuana activities in the city limits of Bakersfield, and Measure J would lift the ban on commercial medicinal marijuana activities in Kern County.
Writing the initiatives on both for the city and the county, I didn't want to create any artificial monopolies. I wanted these two pieces of legislation to be transparent. Police can come in, anybody can come in and look at the books. I wanted to write it in a way that benefited the consumer.
Gannog has spent over 10 years advocating for medicinal marijuana rights for citizens in Kern County and believes medicinal marijuana will bring jobs and tax dollars to Kern County. But if neither O or J pass, existing medicinal marijuana shops formed before the initial ban will be forced to close in 6 months. Another measure on the November ballot, Measure K, which would lift the ban on both medicinal and recreational marijuana. But Gannog says he's against Measure K.
The other thing that K does, it creates a cap on the number of dispensaries that it recognizes to be allowed to operate in the county. And caps are monopolies. You know, anytime you have an artificial limitation on supply, then it allows those suppliers to manipulate the price.
According to the county planning director Lorelei Oviatt, this would not be a total ban on marijuana, but it would provide new parameters for the supervisors to monitor.
Both initiatives specifically do not allow the total banning of cannabis activities. However, both include a variety of limitations on cannabis activities, that it can only be amended by another vote of the people. However, there are portions of the initiatives that do allow your board to bring forward a variety of ordinances.
Some of the ordinances could limit the number of permits to specific locations and obtaining licenses as well. Oviatt says a cannabis task force is recommended, which could cost the county between $1.2 and $1.7 million. On the other hand, they would become eligible for state cannabis funding. The owner of Budville, Steve Deuce, says he is doing his best to work within the county's demands so that his medical marijuana shop will become officially licensed and will not be shut down in 6 months.
The front door will be changed out for handicap. There's going to be 2 handicap parking spots put into the parking lot. It'll all be restriped.
Along with having to add a dumpster outside and a unisex bathroom inside, Deuce will also have to upgrade his electrical system and ensure his building is up to fire code safety regulations before the 6-month deadline. But he is confident that voting in favor of Measure J will make things easier on his shop.
Most likely support the county measure for the medical marijuana regulations.
Now, only voters who live in the unincorporated parts of Kern County, those will be the people who get to vote on Measure J and Measure K. If you live in the city limits, you will likely only have a chance to vote on Measure O. For a whole complete list of all of the marijuana measures included on this year's ballot, head to our website, turnto23.com.